Hello, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful roundtable episode of the European Herpetoculture Podcast. Thank you for tuning in once again to listen to us talk about what is going on. So,
That's a good
Flo,
question.
what is going on? Tell me about the best thing that happened to you this week.
Me?
Hmm.
Damn, I didn't hear it. This week, or was it this week or last week that I got the Posturos? It was
I
last week,
think it was
right?
last
Last
week.
week.
I
Yep.
think
Oh
so.
man,
Ah,
fuck.
fuck.
Time
Okay,
is
it doesn't count.
Bad
I'm
timing.
sorry.
time is flying. No, I received the Posturos Kaderi last, I think it was Wednesday. She's
Nice.
quite nice. Such a sweet little girl. It's so tiny. It's crazy. I didn't like expect. I knew
Ah,
that she's gonna be like small, but she's like
I was fucking
very.
surprised.
She's tiny as hell, but super cute. Sure, like and crazy with
What
food
is
and
her
stuff like that.
name?
Uh,
Does she have a name
man,
yet?
the name is oh God. Leah and her coworkers.
Veronica.
No, Leah and her coworkers wanted to name them right, and one of
Uh-huh.
the coworkers thought it's a lizard and not a gecko, and then her name suggestion was like Eidechse. So.
Nice.
So that's
I don't
her
know.
final name,
If
Idexi.
it's like an official name.
I'm
Dexy.
with
Dexy is
Ben's.
nice.
Ben, what was your suggestion? Veronica,
V
right?
Veronica.
I also like Veronica. She looks like a Veronica.
The thing
Maybe
is,
she can have two names. Dexy
I
Veronica.
yeah, would be nice, but I talked to my colleagues about it, and then I realized that I almost never give like my animals names, like the reptiles.
Hmm.
And then I thought, and then all were like, why? And I was like, yeah, why
Why
actually?
is it? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Do you,
I feel like I want
do you
to.
think you're a bad keeper because you don't give your animals names?
Don't love them.
No, because I don't know why. For me, it's like not a pet, in that terms.
Yeah, okay. I see that. I see that you can try to f put them more into like a wild animal type of niche so they don't need
Yeah.
names.
Ben, do you
Because
name all your animals? Sorry for the interruption.
me?
Yeah, do you name
No,
all of them? No.
no.
Okay.
Just very few. My dog has a name, Nunu has a name. And other than
Uh,
that, it's pretty much that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to give your animals names, and I like that. But it's also it's pretty much similar to what Flo just said that I don't view them as somebody who wants to have a name, you know?
yeah. It's more
So I think
scientifically
they are just
approach,
fine,
right?
kind of.
Right, because I feel like more it's for me it's more like weirdly professional to don't give them a name.
Yeah, okay, maybe. But
But
maybe
also,
even I don't know, the crazy reptile gurus, the guys doing it for all their lives, probably they also have some pets that they name, you know?
yeah,
I feel like most of the time, if you have some favorites, they have names, but not all of the animals if you're a big collector, right? So if you have a
Yeah, I
animal
mean,
with a strong personality or that you interact with more frequently,
yeah,
most of
yeah,
the times you give them a name.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, with reptiles, you don't really speak to them so much, you know? Maybe that's also why you have names for cats and dogs because you always, shout at them when they try to steal your food and stuff. So
yeah,
you need a name kind of. But with a gecko, you don't really do that. It's more like
yeah,
the head bobbing and
True.
stuff that you then try to
Most
practice.
most of the time when you talk to like snakes or your reptiles is when you're mad at them or it's like, oh, don't bite me, you little fucker, or oh no, you shit again in the water bottle or something like this.
Damn. I
Also,
want to say I always call him like little mousy or something like so small mice
yeah,
or
yeah. A little
man,
one, something like that.
Till is
Yeah.
aggressive
Oh
as hell.
man,
Fuck
I'm a
us,
bad
shit.
keeper.
Yeah,
But all
yeah.
my
To
animals
me,
have names. At least
yeah.
all reptiles. Yeah, not the isopods or something. But
Tell me the names.
Yeah,
oh
but I also
no.
don't know.
What?
I also don't know all the names.
Give me
Really?
in the order from your first animal to the most recent one.
Okay, disclaimer is most animals are named by my girlfriend, so
Okay.
maybe they wouldn't or wouldn't have names. I don't know if I would name all of them. I used to name them before, but yeah, so my old corn snake is named Spike. That is a name that I gave him when I was young. So indigo snake, the Melanurus unicolor, is Watson. I don't know why. Then the Elaphia carinata is Anakin, like from Star Wars.
Mm.
The Anole is Ray, and I also don't know why. And I used to forget that name all the time. Then the first Lepidophyma is oh fuck, um, oh, Frida. Yeah,
Gloria? No.
Frida, and the second one is Gloria. Uh, and
Okay.
that's basically it, I think.
All right. Okay. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's funny. It would be interesting for the listeners should tell us if their animals have like
Yeah,
names.
I'm
I
also
think your
curious.
first animals, they have names.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
after that,
100%.
it probably changes a bit. But
Yeah.
my first snake, for example, was named Beethoven.
Oh, nice.
Because that's when I learned that snakes don't have ears, and Beethoven, he was
Ah,
a deaf
yeah.
musician, so that's where it came from.
Damn.
Uh,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, she's naming all her plants.
Wow, that's a
And
bit weird. But what do you do when you propagate them? Do you
I
then
don't know.
add a second name?
I
So
see her today, so maybe
Anne
I'll ask
becomes
her.
Anne-Marie.
Yeah, yeah, and she gives them names like this, like Anne Marie, and always writes them at the pots.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
funny.
Man, it's
you know her,
interesting.
Flo. It's
Okay.
Celine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. But how
Yeah.
many blood does she have? Like, you can't have like a huge plant collection, right?
She has quite some plans, but
Oh,
not.
damn.
But I think she used to have more. But yeah, I think around 15 to 25 or something like this.
Nice.
Okay.
Man,
So
that's a
so
lot of names.
yeah, maybe
Oof.
I'm
Old
not.
school. Old school class.
Yeah, true. But I really
Yeah.
like it. I think it's funny. It's always nice and a little weird.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
true.
love to name all my plants. I'm happy that I know most of the scientific names. That has to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, I mean, if you write some science, that's fine. But on the other hand, do you ever use the names? No. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't talk to my plants a lot.
yeah. It's not
Yeah.
like you speak to your friends about what Fabian the ficus tree was doing.
Yeah.
Rich
Man.
friends. No.
Man.
Oh, by the way, how is the olive tree going?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it's going super strong.
I think I can see it, right?
Yeah,
A
Right
you,
bit.
bottom corner.
Ah, is
Yeah,
this the green
nice.
accent in the back?
you see this is like all new growth. It gets like a lot of new leaves, which are
Nice.
like
Dope.
quite
It's
surprising.
nice, man.
I didn't
Nice,
like
right?
I didn't knew that it's going to be like growing like this good.
How much are you taking care of it?
It needs a lot of water actually.
Oh,
I
I can
realized
imagine.
when I like give it water enough, then it will have like it's going good. Man.
It's
maybe we
also the
can.
right time of the season now. Spring is
Yeah.
coming. Maybe it can catch a tiny bit of sunlight.
Yeah,
And
with the greenhouse panels, it's crazy because I have so much sunlight coming in, like
that's
2 hours a
nice.
day. Yeah,
Hi, Leah.
and the yeah, just came home.
What? Where did you see Leia?
Yeah, I just saw Flo looking at her.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but the aloe vera, she's like not growing at all at the moment, but it's
Oh,
fine. I would love to have like the olive tree all the way up. That would be
could you
And
nice.
out,
do a
out on
little
top.
Yeah.
bonsai thing with it?
No,
So,
I just
no?
go let it grow. It's just a
Yeah,
small olive
but when
tree.
it reaches the top,
At a
can
certain
you like
point, I
cut
mean,
it back?
Yeah, okay, I
what can you
can't
do?
Yeah.
like. I
But
mean, I
maybe you can
can't.
do a crazy Oman bonsai in there.
Nah, I
That'd
don't.
be
I
insane.
don't. To be honest, I don't really like the bonsai trees. Hot.
Yeah, but what
What?
can you
I
do? That's what you need to do at the end of the
no,
day.
but not on purpose, right? Like, and it also can't grow endlessly in there. Of course, like it doesn't have so much substrate in there.
Ben, you used to be a
Imagine.
bonsai guy, right? Oh, you are
Yeah,
still,
I
still,
still have a couple of bonsai trees at my parents'
man.
place. Not
Teach
that
me.
many. It's just at my parents' place. It's just three trees, but very nice ones. Very nice ones. Couple of years in pots already, and so the trunk sizes can be from this diameter to
Yeah.
I have one. It's this, and that's
Crazy.
really nice. And the big one is actually a cherry tree, which is on my balcony here in my apartment. And yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you just need to put a tree in a pot and keep it alive.
I
And
really enjoyed
then, yeah, at
seeing
the end of the day,
bonsais.
yeah. So I really took a deep dive into this rabbit hole of YouTube bonsai
Uh,
Yeah.
creation, and it's crazy. There's this one guy. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. It's like an English. It's like a Japanese man, the grand no no how do I say an elderly man who is
mm,
running this bonsai facility in England.
mm.
It's Heron's Bonsai
On
Facility or
YouTube?
something like that. Yeah, Heron's Bonsai. Yeah, and oh man, he's got such a chill vibe, man. I would love to see him doing terrarium stuff so that we can invite him to the podcast. Bonsai is really
Yeah.
a bit out of your our niche, but it's still, I mean, it's keeping keeping a complex organism alive in, in artificially created circumstances.
Mm.
And that's pretty much what reptile keeping is also about. So bonsai keeping is a nice topic. And at the end of the day, there's so much artistic freedom, and that's also what this guy always says, that you can do whatever you want with the tree. You can cut it however you
Yeah.
want as long as it doesn't die. I mean, you're free to do whatever.
Mm.
So there's also different, obviously, very different styles of bonsai. And what I, for example, like a lot, it's this Yamadori style, which means that the original tree was collected from the wild and already
Mm.
has a history, maybe a history of 20, 40 years, growing on a random cliff, broken off a couple of times. And then somebody collected this tree, which is legally only possible from private properties. Obviously,
Mm.
you cannot collect any tree, but if that's given, then you are allowed, obviously, to dig up the tree. And then you can try to arrange these trees in a way that they tell the story of what they've been through.
Mm.
When if there's the big main trunk broken, then you try to polish this spot a little bit, and there's this bleach for the wood, for example, to bring out a bit of more contrast. And it's a really interesting hobby. So I kind of try to live this bonsai hobby by putting trees in pots. And for a
Mm.
moment, for example, I have an acacia tree. It's this one. And there's a peach tree and a ginkgo tree.
Man,
And
that's cool.
they are in pots, but I don't try to cut them down. So I just let
Mhm.
them grow. And two of them are 3 meters tall.
Oh,
But is it
So
still
that's
considered
nice.
bonsai?
It's a Yamadori. And
Okay.
Yamadori, it's Japanese for tree in a pot.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what
easy.
bonsai is. Oh no, sorry, no, sorry. Bonsai, that's tree in a pot. And
Mm.
Okay.
Yamadori, it means taken from the mountains.
Ah,
Okay,
Ah,
okay.
so bonsai means tree in a pot, and there's no further definition than a tree in a pot. So
Okay.
you can actually do whatever you want, and I would even consider your setup to be a
Bonsai
bonsai
setup.
bonsarium.
bonsai
Bonsarium.
greenhouse.
Yeah, but what I
Ah,
want to say, I don't like, I really love the art and the craft behind it. It's very relaxing and also like a lot of love and labor goes into that. But I
Uh-huh.
don't like these like, sometimes I really like them, but sometimes it's just not my vibe.
Yeah, yeah, I
No.
get it.
But the
I
whole
wouldn't
thing
want to have my
around it
full
is like,
garden with it, but some would be cool.
You have to
Yeah.
see it as a huge scene,
Mm.
and the same as with herpetoculture, there's so many different ways to live it.
mm,
And for example, not everybody likes reptile keeping because some think of it as keeping ball pythons and racks, and some think of it as building a greenhouse for your anoles. So that's how different you can also do the bonsai stuff. And for example, there's bonsai in somewhere in Asian countries that are enormously old, that are
Hmm.
thousand or thousands of years old. I'm not exactly sure what's the exact age. I've Googled it a while back, but I cannot remember exactly. But there's some ficus bonsai in some Southeast Asian countries, definitely more than 1,000 years old, and it's trees, and the pot is maybe a couple of square meters in size. So that's also bonsai. So and somewhere in this range, I'm sure you can find something that you really like. There's these artistic tiny landscapes with limestone
Mm,
carved into a bowl with water
mm.
features and a kind of cypress tree, semi-aquatic, growing from there.
Like a natural diorama or something
Exactly.
like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
yeah.
love that.
And that's where, and the true art is then to make the tree look like a giant tree in mini version. And that's
Mm,
by playing with the proportions, by having a giant trunk compared to very tiny branches. And that's why you need to cut the branches a lot because over the few years the branches thicken. So you need to cut out the thick branches for the thin
mm.
branches to grow back, for the proportions to be, back to these. Yeah, you get what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Okay, anyways,
Int-
that's bonsai, man.
Nice branching out. Uh,
Ah,
Yeah, at the end
low-hanging
of the day,
fruit.
yeah, but that's how at the end of the day, all the hobbies are connected,
True.
Also the bonsai, they need light, they need water, they need nutrients, they
Mm,
need a good substrate, they need the humidity, the mist in the morning, it's at the end of the day, it's all the same in my eyes.
yeah, that's true, man.
Because if we want to replicate the habitat, we should be able to keep whatever lives in the habitat, right?
Yeah, that's true. What are you building at the moment, Ben? I've seen your story.
Oh
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
what's going on?
So I have some recycling materials at my place, and for the moment, okay, let me start like this. For the moment, I'm under pretty much a lot of stress and the
Mm,
pressure from starting our company, and which is going a lot different than expected, but well.
That's
And
nice.
so I'm putting close to all the capacities, mental capacities that I have into this. On the other hand, oh man, I have to say, look at the reflection in the back floor.
Yeah, I
What
wanted
the
to take a
fuck?
picture. It's so sweet.
which one?
The reflection in your back.
The cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cricket in there. He's checking it out. Come
Yeah,
here.
man. Nice.
So cute.
Yeah, anyway, so most of my attention goes into that. And I'm really having a hard time keeping up with my animals and stuff. So at the end of the day, I'm very happy to that I just need to feed basically, and the watering is automated in most cases, most ways. So it's not taking me that much time and attention at the moment, so that's good. And just for uh rebalancing myself a bit, I'm obviously doing sports, but also I thought
Obviously.
why not start a little build project? And I
Nice.
was thinking I have these leftover materials at my place. It's actually most of those are leftovers from your setup, Flo, from your
Ah,
greenhouse.
from the old one or from this
Yeah,
build? From the old one?
uh, from your old one from
Yeah,
Stuttgart. Yeah.
nice. Damn.
And so I had them in the basement. So I was thinking, yeah, I have these aluminum pipes, and the connectors and stuff. Also, I have some a bit of greenhouse panel from building your setup in Copenhagen, and some glass and stuff. So I was thinking, come on, let's build a fucking amazing setup, man. But also let's do like a weekend freestyle project, And I don't want to take it so seriously. Because at the end of the day, it will never look crystal clean because it's just recycling materials, and you always have these silicone leftovers, and it's just not looking
Yeah.
incredible. And also, You have to make some compromises because you don't have all the dimensions that you would like to have, so you need to adjust the design a bit, and you never get what you could have if you build everything from scratch with new materials. But on the other hand, the great benefit is that it doesn't have any cost if you have the materials, or you could source them also a lot cheaper. So yeah, I'm trying to go for the best compromise, just having a good time, and building a setup within like 3 weekends. And now I need to take care of the front mostly. I need to find ways for the doors. And I'm thinking maybe I want to go with these butterfly doors. But also what I would really like to do is these sliding doors with these bearings, where they
Mm-hmm.
are gliding so smoothly. That's what something that I would like to know, but the thing is these how do you call them? Slides, these channels that you
Yeah.
have for the glass, they are pretty expensive.
Okay.
I was surprised. So it will cost like maybe 150 or something to buy them, the tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's the right solution at the end of the day. But yeah, so then I want to build like a it's something that I want to build for a long time. It's like a double bottom paludarium with a low water level above the double bottom, like another
Mm.
5 centimeters maybe. And then a pump cycling system where you have a linear flow into one direction and the water flows back under the double bottom. So that's how you don't have these turbulences that you
Nice.
have in aquariums, but you have this
Yeah.
linear stream. And then I want to make it adjustable to adjust the water flow so that you can simulate different levels of stream speed. And
Wow.
why I want to do it by adding two stream pumps, which are different sized. So a
Mm.
small one and a big one. And so you can turn on just a small one, just a big one, or both. And that's how you can then have different water speeds. And then I'm hoping to find a little fish that lives in these hill streams that can swim against the water.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And
It's
what
kind of a
will
fun
you
project.
what do you want to keep in the upper parts? Like just plants or also some
Yeah,
animals?
for the moment, I am building it as tall as I can. From the materials that I have, and then I want to be as flexible as I can.
Okay.
But probably it will be some tiny snakes, but I'm not
Mhm.
actually sure yet. So let's wait for a couple more weeks before we can unveil everything. But I have some ideas, and I was thinking about um,
Shinisaurus.
for the Shinisaurus, I'm thinking maybe the surface is too small. It's 100 by 40 and 2 meters
Maybe
tall.
maybe
Mm.
not enough water level, right?
Yeah, the water level I can do whatever I
Oh,
want,
you
but I
can
think
adjust it, yeah.
the 5 centimeters should be fine. But the meter by 40, it's a bit
Yeah, it's
tiny,
a bit
right?
smaller.
I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe the Chinese water skinks that Stefan
Oh,
also has,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
Vietnamese
cool.
water skinks. They're fucking
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Uh, there's some nice also aquatic anoles. These Anolis
Mm.
Mm.
vermiculatus or
They
something
are
like.
crazy, but are they available in Europe?
I
I
think
have no idea.
almost never, but lately I've seen some people like getting stuff from Herb Time from US
Yeah,
from Armin. So maybe it's possible, but I don't think they're available. Like I think also
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is a species that goes from breeder to breeder without like
Ever being
ever.
offered.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. And also the question is it the right species to keep? Because it doesn't really fit so well into my concept here.
Mm,
And also, am I a great anole keeper? I don't know.
maybe. But what I really love about the idea with the water skinks is that you build this enclosure from scraps of Flo's old enclosure, and the
yeah,
water skinks are the species you two connected over. So
yeah.
That's
everything
true,
back
man.
together, back to the roots.
Yeah,
That's
and they
true.
Yeah,
were
it's a
nice,
nice
right?
thing. Yeah.
They
Uh,
are fucking nice animals. Yeah, they are
yeah,
super cool.
You talk about them since I know you guys, so it
yeah.
has
Yeah.
to happen that one of you
And
keeping them again.
it's like the tiniest version of a crocodile.
I have to
Yeah,
check them out again. I'm not sure how they look.
Tropidophorus sinicus.
Uh,
Man, give me
they look so.
flashbacks.
Man, this name.
Okay, great.
Tell me what's going on in your hobby life or in general.
Super much, I think. We got some plans, but only yeah, I skipped Terroristica actually. So when we were recording this last weekend was Terroristica Hamm, and
Mhm.
I was pretty sure that I would go. Um, yeah, but I didn't. I spent a nice weekend and in Hamburg with the family. Yeah, and beside that, the Lava Carinata is out of hibernation, doing good. Snakes are feeding, and I yeah can't wait to start over my 2 meter PVC enclosure. That's where the Enyaloides from Flo are in currently.
Oh,
And as
okay, so
soon
you're
as
waiting for them to be
yeah
picked up?
yeah
When
I'm
is
not
that
sure.
gonna happen?
We are not sure yet. So it's uh, but I think within the next 1 or 2 months, right, Flo?
In April, something like
Yeah.
that. He gets like the doors, I think next week or something. I mean, it's
Yeah,
almost
nice.
done. It's only the doors that are missing, and it looks
It looks
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy.
man.
Yeah, he has to talk
It's
about the
I mean,
project.
it's
I'm
gonna
here.
look insane in a couple of
Yeah,
months from now,
it
once
now
definitely.
everything
it,
is really grown in.
man, even now it looks insane. Like
I'm
for
wondering
real.
where he gets all the little plants from, but maybe also from his setups because he has so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
like
he
his
also posted about this on Instagram and also tagged the sources and also wrote that he gets a lot of cuttings from his own enclosures.
And probably also from people.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and he also tagged these people. And yes, and so far I have plans for this enclosure. Uh, I'm glad that can keep the plants that I got from Flo, and I will most likely keep most of them. So there are two interesting fern species in there, nice philodendrons and stuff, and a very nice South American begonia. So it's more likely the bigger plants are more from South America than from Central America, but I really enjoy them and I really want to keep it that way because they are doing fine. And I want to stack it up with a lot of Selaginella variations and also some ferns so that we have a very lush, very green, overgrown jungle with a big
Okay.
water feature.
Do you want
What?
to go for more like a forest floor, or like you have at the moment like a cliff overhang? Or what type of setup do you imagine? What type of vibe? What type
Yeah,
of ambience?
I think it's gonna be, I want to have it very jungly. So with the other Lepidophyma, I have this, as you mentioned, this cliff-like back wall, and it's, yeah, it has the other Lepidophyma vivarium has also its a little drier parts, but it's also more tropical, has a water
Mm,
feature and stuff. But with this one, I want to go full jungle mode.
mm.
What does that mean? Like big leaves on the floor,
Yeah.
couple of maybe taller growing plants, or if you want to have like
Yeah.
full undergrowth, I don't know, a
Yeah.
lot going on, a lot of roots.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe. So
Okay.
I have some bigger plants like the Philodendron boniface from Flo.
Mm.
That's already
Hmm.
grown pretty tall, has very long, thin leaves. Um, yeah, but I don't want to go bigger than that because I already need to cut it off in a few months because with the height of 80 centimeters, you reach the top pretty easily. So what I want to do is basically only add, or most likely only add smaller plants like the Laginella that are crawling species that cover the back and the bottom. And I want to have,
Okay.
I'm not sure about the dimensions, but I want to have like a bigger water feature because I recognize that my other Lepidophyma is frequently visiting the water area. So I also want to,
What type of size?
I'm not sure, but around maybe 50 times 50,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
Flo,
with,
maybe you can mute yourself if you do, as long as you don't say
Oh,
anything.
is it loud?
A bit. Now I don't hear you anymore.
You need to tell me earlier. I didn't know that. Sorry.
no
Yeah,
problem.
it's
But yeah.
fine, but if yeah, it's okay. Yeah, okay. So
So
I was just wondering what type of water, what type of size are you looking for? Like 50 by 50? Maybe you can also use like these. Sometimes you can find these from the rabbit cages, these
yeah,
bottom pieces.
I also thought not so because the for the listeners the enclosure is full PVC, full black, so the bottom part is also you can't see into it unless you look through the front glass. So I also thought with getting something like a tub because it's easier, it's
Yeah,
lighter,
yeah, I
and
think
it's more
so.
secure than when I put a little flat aquarium in there. I'm afraid that it's going to leak.
Oh
So
man.
yeah,
I'm thinking we put the setup on these stones,
yeah,
right? It's a bit lifted. So if you wanted to, you could drill a drain into the sump.
that's a great
And
idea.
you could have a tub and drill a drain and have
Yeah,
like a tub below. You already have these big tubs on rolls, right?
true.
And that could be what collects the water once you want to switch it.
Yeah, so I can drain it. That's a great idea.
Or
I
maybe
will
you
do
can,
that.
yeah, man. You
Yeah,
could
we need to talk
even
about that.
I have this rack where I have all these little cuttings of the little tropical plants, and there's this one setup in there where I had the Lepidophyma,
Yeah,
right?
I remember.
You remember? And below it there's this other box where
Hmm.
there's the water storage and the pump system,
Yeah.
right? And you could do pretty much the same with your
Mm.
setup because you below you could have this big box where you have 20 liters of water.
Yeah,
And then you can have a pump with a hose on top into the tub, and then a drain with a little height of like 5 centimeters. And once the water level rises, it overflows back into the storage below, and then you can have a closed water cycle. And
yeah,
and you can also then just take the pump and not pump it into the tub, but pump it into a bucket to change it. So you don't need extra hardware for that then. I think
great idea.
that would be nice to do.
Yeah, let's talk about it when I'm going to build it because that's a great idea. And what I'm also planning right now is I guess most of you guys know Zoozayak.
Oh
These
yeah. What is that? What is that they doing?
they are in yeah they're broke, so they're basically closing, and they are
Okay.
selling everything off. And I was there with my brother, and I got few of these shashim, so the
Mm.
tree fern
Fun.
panels, two little tree fern panels, and two stems of this size. And that got me thinking. And a few weeks ago, I visited Finn, the guy we also had on the podcast. And his enclosures are very nice, covered with like tree fern panels. And
Okay. And it's growing well for him?
yeah, it's doing pretty well. And I wanted to try
Okay.
this for a longer time. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we were talking, and he told me that I think you guys already know it. It's you can't import these tree fan panels anymore to the EU, I guess.
Okay.
So
Mm.
most of the sellers are selling off their stock, but there won't come much more in. Um, and he connected me to a little shop owner here in Germany, and yeah, we haven't talked about the prices yet, but he put aside some bigger tree fern stems, I think two, and 10 panels. So I
For
can,
you.
yeah, and
10
I
panels.
10 panels, 50
Nice.
times 20. And I still have these rock parts that Flo gave me that are in the enclosure right now. So when the Enyaloides leave, I will put all the plants in boxes, remove the substrate, build the water feature, and then I will glue in the rocks that Flo built and cover everything of the rest of the back wall with the tree fern panels. So that way I have some rocks as highlights and options to climb, but the rest will be like this natural tree fern material. And then I want to have like these ferns and selaginellas to cover it. So I have a really, really green enclosure. I want to work a little more with the
Do you
natural
want to put a
things.
misting system?
Maybe I should.
I'm thinking if you don't, you will have a hard time with the tree
Yeah.
fern.
Yeah, I think
Because you
so.
will, I think you can never have this consistency over the month that it takes to grow the
Yeah.
ferns if you do it by hand. Because
Maybe,
if I'm thinking about myself, it will never work out.
yeah. Maybe we could combine it with the water storage or and a dripping system through the
Yeah,
funnels.
I'm
Mm.
thinking you just need to be careful not to flood your PVC enclosure.
Yeah. Oh, your
Because,
apartment.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Because
true.
as long as the water cycle stays in a tub with a box below and a
Mm,
drain, that's I'm thinking good. But as soon as the water goes out of that system into the
yeah.
tree fern bark
I
stuff,
wouldn't do
and
it.
I'm not sure.
So no dripping system.
No,
Um,
I wouldn't do it.
or maybe
Especially
you
when
can
you,
have a timer for just a minute a day.
I wouldn't trust it. And you also cut the enclosure in half.
True.
So that's not even like, I wouldn't do it. To be honest, like, imagine it has somewhere like a small hole and then it's dripping and you didn't
But
notice. And then,
would you, yeah, would you do a
I'm
misting system? Just some fine nozzles?
yeah, misting system is fine. I mean, I also
Yeah,
did it in the big
I'm
greenhouse.
thinking missing system should be fine. Maybe
yeah,
we can ask for a sponsorship. Yeah, no, it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I really like
Okay.
the idea so to work with more naturalistic things, and I feel like I got these rocks from Flo, and I couldn't build rocks as nice as these, and
Nah, but
I
these are
if
not these are not nice
yeah
compared to now. I feel
man yeah, but I like them.
yeah.
But
So
but
let's
if I
go
would
back to
yeah
Düsseldorf, Flo. Take on the next
yeah.
job.
no I just keep them and cover the rest with the tree fern panels. So trying out something new, and I also like the idea of trying it out in a big, nice display enclosure and not like getting
Yeah,
part of tree palm flannel in a little 2020 cage.
I'm
Hmm.
thinking you can go with a misting system, but you need to be careful not to flood the setup.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
because if you mist frequently, you will put a lot of water in there, you
Or
know? And
maybe you can first of all, I think it's very cool that like some rocks of the old enclosures are now at till space and the old
uh,
enclosures at Ben's place, so it never
still
it's not
alive.
yeah, it's still alive.
cheers.
And maybe you could actually paint the whole thing in the oh, what did I use for the oh, I
Ah,
forgot the
this
name of the
elastogum.
el
Yeah,
elastigum, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Maybe you can cover it with that, like two layers, and it's basically
I mean,
waterproof.
if you take out everything, I'm pretty sure you can do it, and then it's gonna be
Yeah.
waterproof. At
yeah,
least in the bottom half. And
I
the
would do
top,
the whole thing.
yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, above the cut, I mean,
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
matter anymore. But below that, I'm thinking you can easily be fine.
I would
yeah.
do that if
I
you want to have
I
like
mean
water.
I also have to remove everything to glue in the tree fern panels because right now everything is pretty moist, and if I just try to
Yeah.
glue in things, that wouldn't work. So I think I have to remove everything anyway and just wipe it
I'm
out,
thinking,
let it dry.
do you want to use the tree fern? Or do you maybe, because recently I'm watching some aquarium YouTube videos just to shut my brain off in the evening. Especially I'm addicted to Natrop at the moment.
Yeah,
And he's I feel like he's bringing me into the seawater hobby and
nice.
also recently I'm thinking about marine iguanas.
Bro, Mr. No Time wants to go for marine animals.
Yeah.
No, but it's actually a very nice thing, and in these yeah, a lot of these coral aquariums are very aesthetic. You know, it's very
Yeah.
expensive setups, so the people value the aesthetics a lot. And a lot of them have, for example, um, how do you say this? Milk glass in the back, for
Mhm.
example. And then you just have like this floating reef kind of in the
Yeah.
middle. And then the free swimming fish, they contrast very well against this white, milky
Mm.
background. And I'm thinking maybe you can go for the same look with your setup because you have this black back panels, and maybe you can just put a freestanding giant root or something, like a 1.5 meter root that you
Mm.
can put together from multiple pieces that goes from one end to into the front something, and then but when you take pictures, then you have this black background to contrast very well. Maybe that can also be cool if you then also have a lot of nice plants. And maybe everything green, maybe that's too much. I'm thinking because that's something that I see in the aquarium hobby that sometimes less is more,
Mhm.
and they do it very well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think with the aquarium hobby, I mean, you can't compare it because the fish can use the three-dimensional
Yeah, yeah,
room, and I think
yeah.
you miss like so much space when you just have a plain back wall and side walls. So I get what you mean, but I think for lizards it's kind of unnecessary because like she could climb on the sashimi, basically. What I just thought about would also be pretty nice if you have like, I don't know, maybe like PVC pipes like
Mm.
around the bottom, and the panels are in the kind of in the PVC pipes, and you just can fill in water and
Mm,
they suck up the
Mm.
water
mm,
or
Yeah.
something like that. Like
So
mm.
self-draining or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Like
I
basically
think
like the clay pots that give us, you put water in and then they give off like moisture to the
would
outside.
you guys be interested? I don't know if this could be a cool podcast episode or just something we three would be working out. Would be like a little workshop when I start to rebuild the enclosure. Just
Sure, podcast, man.
from
Twitch live
yeah,
stream.
little from yeah, from the brainstorming to the
Yeah, I mean,
to
we can make
building
another
it.
community project out of it. I
Yeah.
mean, Flo's
Yeah.
project is pretty much done.
Next
So,
one.
yeah, I mean, on to the next one.
Yeah.
Why
So
not? And then we can speak to some experts on some certain topics. For example, sorry, you want to say something first? No, because for example, I'm thinking there's also the option of you, for example, building a very cool background by buying, for example, this tree fern bark
mhm.
and then grinding it into like a substrate powder and then mixing it up with, I've seen some these mixtures where they mix it up with clay and
Mhm.
sometimes they
Ah,
even use buttermilk and stuff
yeah.
to give it extra nutrients, whatever. And then they have this thick uh, clay kind of material, and then you have this ground surface of styrofoam, and you just put a centimeter of this substrate all over, and that's
Mm.
how you form like a cool background. And maybe
Yeah.
that's something that you could do because then you are free to modify however you want. You can have this fern seed, fern spore material that then grows, but you can also leave some black spots on the background,
Yeah.
Maybe
I
that can be cool.
yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I think we have a lot of ideas to talk about.
Yeah.
What I also want to try with these, I don't know if I can show this here. Uh, uh,
No, you can't
No.
see it. No.
yeah, okay. I'll send you a picture. So it's basically it's not huge, but it's like this size. Oops. Tree fan stems.
What are we
Uh,
talking about now?
this tree fern.
Yeah.
A dick-sized
Yeah.
fern stump.
And I still have two like smaller but nearly as big ones. And when I was at the Wilhelma, they had some pretty nice setups where they had something like epiphytic stamps, but laying on the
Mm.
ground. And I've also seen
Mm.
that in some other botanical
Okay.
gardens. So it looks
Yeah,
like a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
tree fell to the floor and plants
And
grew
then
over
r-
it.
that's nice.
that's
Okay,
nice.
that's nice. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
When
And
I
then
want
you can also
to
put some orchids and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And I want to I want to have like it it should look like the corner of like a little Lichtung. Is it called in English?
Yeah,
like an opening in the
Yeah,
forest.
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
little opening in the forest. So at one side we have like this water part, the middle
Hmm.
basically covered with big tropical leaves and some things laying around. For example, the branch that I want to
Hmm.
model out of these tree fan things. And the tree fan is the easiest to grow on with plants. So the bigger plants from Flo should be like in the background and to the sides. And then I want to have like the background with some rocks and also fully grown. So in the middle, I have some free space and a centerpiece or a piece that's going into the side is this fallen stem or something like this.
Okay,
Uh,
that sounds nice, man. I'm
That's
thinking you
uh,
can also play a lot with lighting. So you
yeah.
can maybe in this opening you can have like a LED bar
Mhm.
that puts a lot of light on the ground, and then you can have darker areas on the edges.
mm.
And yeah, that's how you can direct the view of
Yeah.
you know, because when you enter the room, then you look at the setup from this one side, and maybe you
Mhm.
can then look
Yeah.
into the
Oh,
opening.
that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. That's
And
and
cool.
I think it is helpful that it's completely black enclosure. So because the left and the right side will be free, the top is also black. So that helps to have like this shallow, shadowy, like
yeah, makes sense.
parts where it gets a little darker, and then you have this light spot with the big tropical leaves and some
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little hardscape in the middle. Yeah,
Mm.
I
You
think it's
definitely need to keep the ventilation in mind
yeah.
Mm.
because yeah, that's something you need to figure out. Maybe just some PC fans on top,
Oh
some
yeah.
mesh holes there so that you can control it.
Or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if I gave
Yeah,
the big
I
ventilator
think
to you. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
No,
okay.
also the big one? Or who has
no,
the
I
big one?
just
I
think
have this one.
Yeah,
PC fans. Yeah,
the
I have
weed
this one.
growing fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
yeah, but I think we should work this out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
You
let's
know
make
this.
another community project out of
Yeah,
it. And
for
after that,
sure.
it's me.
Yeah, yeah. The marine iguana setup.
yeah, yes,
But then you know this stem, it's also always a vision of mine, and the
Yeah,
best one
man.
I've seen yet is the one in Tübingen, the
Uh-huh.
botanical
oh,
garden with all this like
I
oh
remember.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man.
They have a variety of plants there, man, that it's hard to
To be
match.
honest, yeah, Tübingen is like it's a small botanical garden, but it's
It's
one of the
OG
best ones.
place.
Super nice.
But
Yeah.
well, man,
Yeah, really
so
one of the
nice.
best ones I've ever seen, if not the
Yeah,
best one.
I
Yeah.
think Berlin is like crazy also, of
Mm,
course, and it's
true.
also super huge, but I think Tübingen is my
Underrated as
favorite.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tübingen is my favorite for sure because it's
It's
the local one.
also a bit emotional for me because that's
Yeah.
the first event that we ever did, right?
No,
Yeah.
Cologne was the
Yeah,
first.
okay. Ah, true. Yeah, okay, but that was yeah, okay. That was a
Yeah,
meeting, but
That
tubing
was
that
kind
was
of
more like a
special, right?
that was
Because
the first special thing that we did,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were there, then it was closed, then we called them and then we got in. And
Yeah, like this private tour, man. That was the
yeah,
Corona time. That was
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
wild.
Good
But
end.
Yeah.
the
Uh,
botanical garden here in Copenhagen is not that nice, I have to
uh,
say. You will see
I
next
will
week.
see
So,
myself next week. Yeah,
man,
that's also something that's
Okay.
going on. I'll be visiting Flo next week.
best
You will
weather.
see Veronica.
Yeah.
Ah, Veronika.
Man, Ben, sorry for you, but next week is going to be like 3 days sunny, 11 degrees, and it feels like summer here. Everybody's out. The
Oh
whole
fuck.
city is just vibing. It's insane. Last week it had also
Shit.
11, 12 degrees outside, and the
Okay,
whole
man,
city was,
what's up?
and it was so warm in the sun. It had like
Spring
20
is
degrees.
coming.
I was topless outside, like on the
What the
balcony.
fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
and everybody's just outside vibing. Like the whole
Uh-huh.
lakes are full with people just chilling.
Man,
Man,
Oh,
so
I
we're
wish
not
I
gonna
could
get
bring
you
my
back to
bike.
Germany?
yeah, man, no, no, no,
Flo, are
no.
you ever gonna come back?
Man, I don't know. I
Please.
don't at the moment. I don't think so, to be
Oh,
honest.
come on.
Quick and dirty stab in your heart, man.
Oh,
Shit.
no. All right,
Yeah,
man. So I'm thinking you still have plans for tonight, Flo, and I'm
yeah.
sure it
Only a
will be a
short episode,
nice evening.
but man, I really
Yeah,
liked it. It
quick and
was a
dirty.
yeah, kind of a shorter one, but like it's nice because we just immediately started the recording, so we
Yeah.
also didn't know what's up. It was
And
Yeah,
really
yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, but yeah, I think we did. But for the listeners, we always have like our little conversations via FaceTime and
mm,
just update each other. And before we started the podcast, we always thought, maybe like these coffee talks would be a good podcast. So here we are. It's a perfect example, right?
Yeah, but
mm.
I mean, I'm sometimes trying to imagine in which situation people listen to us, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I'm thinking if you're maybe doing the dishes or something and you listen to this episode, maybe it's nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope
but
so.
yeah, but to be honest, in the end of the day, we're also recording for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
like only one person is listening, I don't like
Yeah,
it's so
it
nice
was
that
nice to speak to you too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
same.
missed it a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's busy at the moment.
yeah.
You can call us
Yeah.
anytime, Ben.
I know.
Toot, toot. All right, people. So thank you
Thank you,
Thanks for
for
everybody.
listening.
listening. Yeah, thanks for the support. We wish you have a nice day whenever you listen to it, and be kind to each other.
That's the
Uh,
most important.
Oh, hell yes.
love.
Okay,
Peace
love,
Much
out,
love, love,
love
guys.
everybody.
from
Bye
Thank
Thinking
bye.
you.
of. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Peace.